Hello everyone, I'm Ash.
And I'm Holly, and you're listening to
Arcades and Avenues. Hello everyone, and welcome to the official first episode of Arcades and Avenues, a podcast dedicated to Disneyland Paris, where we give commentary on the parks as well as have a fun look at what makes DLP unique. As you can tell, we've been chomping at the bit to record and get our thoughts on everything that we're going to discuss today. How you been anyway?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah. Not bad. Anything exciting happen?
Oh, I'm sure everyone's going to be sitting at the edge of their seats for this update, guys. I've had my bedroom plastered and decorated. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
I mean, it's exciting for me and literally nobody else because I've moved into this house a year ago and I've been living in a bedroom, if I'm not even joking, guys. Wires hanging out of the wall, Artex ceiling, not even having a wardrobe. And yeah, so it is exciting for me. But that is, other than our DLP trip, that is all I've got. That's all I've got. I've got nothing left.
You say no one else is excited, but I'm actually fully invested because I see the progression on your stories on what's been happening.
You see Steve working away while I'm cracking the whip. That on Pinterest. No, I want it like...
And I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. And I'm like, the paint, am I going for this paint or if I go for that? I'm like, I don't know. Which one should you go for? What are they going to go for?
And the thing is, right, I put up the polls. I put the polls up on the story. I don't care what people say. I'm going to do what I've loved.
I'm exactly the same. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I look for validation when I'm not going to listen to anyone.
Here's the thing. I do actually value other people's input, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to do what I want.
You're going to do what you want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
You know what? I had to redo, me and Asia, our wardrobe was in tatters. So we had to do the whole IKEA trip and, get it built and delivered and whatnot. And that wasn't really exciting, to be honest with you, but that's what happened. What was exciting is... Yeah, exactly. That is life. What was exciting is they've opened up a new pastry bakery near work and they do Hong Kong French toast, which that has been a highlight for me personally.
But I have no clue. What is Hong Kong French toast?
Okay, so it's kind of like I don't know about new craze. I think that's a bit too far, but it is something that is starting to seep within the pastry world where they get two thick white pieces, like Hovis pieces, or, slices. And then they'll probably, actually, you know what? I'm absolutely making this up. I actually don't know what they do.
He doesn't have a clue what it is.
I'm assuming they put it in milk. They put like some honey on it. They fry it and then they give it to you. But it's amazing.
So what
differentiates
that from actual French toast? The lack of egg?
What's the difference between Hong Kong toast and French toast? That's a good point. Maybe we'll delve into that in the next episode.
We're going to have to.
But I don't know. It is really good.
Their seats, thinking, oh my God, we can't wait. Someone's going to message us and be like, it's this. And we'll probably wrong about what it actually is.
We've got quite a few news bulletins of this particular pod. So what have you got?
Yeah, so starting with the news for this month, the T Global Experience has released its attendance numbers from parks all around the world, so literally the whole world, but just focusing on Europe. Disneyland Park, that is still the number one most visited tourist attraction in Europe currently, but Walt Disney Studios, I refuse to call it Adventure World just yet. That's coming in at number 4, right? Ooh. However, both parks are down in attendance by 1.8%. And out of all the parks in Europe that have been listed in the top 20, I think it might have gone down to 25.
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris is literally the only park that's on a decline, albeit a small decline, but it is a decline. They're trying to say it's down to the Olympics last year, because this is obviously from last year's figures. We won't have this year's figures till next year. Yeah. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
that's really... You would have thought more people would have come for the Olympics, and then when they're there for the Olympics, we might as well go to Disneyland Paris. They're saying this isn't the case. People want to go to the Olympics, and they were determined not to go to Disneyland Paris, and therefore their numbers are lower. That's what
Mm.
they're.
If you wanna get real geeky on the numbers, so 2023, they had as a whole, so, like, both parks, Disneyland Park and
Yeah.
Walt Disney Studios Park, had, 16.1 million not last year, year before, 2023. Last
Huh.
year, it had 15 million, 15.8 million. So
Okay. So
and
what's
what I
that? Like a
found really
1 point something?
interesting for this year, Disneyland Park had 10.2 million, and Walt Disney Studios only brought in 5.5 million. So it's like half. So the studios has brought in like half. Out of all the people who've gone to Disneyland, say 10.2 million have gone to Disneyland Park, but only half of them have bothered to go into the studios, which I think says it all, really.
Yeah. They just want to
If
avoid
that
all
even
of
makes
the.
sense, because I am not a maths
Yeah.
person.
No, no, I think they just want to avoid all the construction and like, well, I mean, Disney's World of Adventure, World of Frozen has been announced what seems like forever. So they're probably
Mm.
thinking, well, there got to be walls up everywhere. Walls Disney Studios is what some people are calling it. And so the thing, well, why bother? There's nothing to see there. Let's just wait until it's open, right?
But don't you think that's interesting though? Because although, yeah, like for instance, when we went last Christmas, my birthday, the park was covered in construction rules. Like that's a fact.
Mm,
But I still like going in the studios. One, because it has some good rides there, but two, because the shows are really great. So regardless of the fact half of it is under construction, and yeah, sure, in the next year it's going to double in size. It's not somewhere I'm like, oh, I'm not going to bother going in the studios. I have a soft spot for the studios. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, I'm not saying it's not a mess of a park or has been a mess of a park, because it has been, but seeing it go from what it used to be like 10 years ago to what it is about to become does not make me
yeah.
think, oh, I just won't bother this time. I'll just stay in Disneyland Park, because sometimes I feel like regardless of how you do Disney or what your plans are for that trip, you do have to, I feel like I couldn't spend 3 days in Disneyland Park and not bother
No,
going
I
into
mean,
the studios.
you're right. And I think for any normal person, I think, well, if you're there, then you might as well just visit the park, even if you don't think much of it.
Mm,
But also, you and I are not the, casual guest. Do you know what I mean? And
I
and
don't
this
know what you're talking
podcast,
about, darling.
we're not the casual guests. We're the hardcore fans that want to see every nook and cranny
Yeah,
of the
that's
park
true.
and what's updated and what's changed. And even what we're talking about, this is, I would imagine, for the 1% of people, that the people that are listening now. Yeah.
But not
So
only that, like, I
um
feel like I see it from different I'm a faceted view, because I am also
yeah,
a mum, and when I go to
yeah.
Disneyland, I take my 2 children, which are, like, wildly different in age. I've got a son that's about to turn 15 and a 3.5-year-old.
Hmm.
They also wanna go into the studios and do things as well. Like, I don't think they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're not bothered." Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, there's something in that park for the children as well, that like, for both age groups. For me, the kids, like, there's something in there that they wanna do
Yeah,
on
no,
each trip.
it's
It's not.
true. But
Yeah.
I've also spoken to some people, and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay. Did you see the parade?" I'm like, "Nah, nah, we weren't really bothered." "What? Really? You didn't really?" "Nah, no, okay." But you managed to see Tales of Magic, though, right? You managed to see that? "Nah, we went to the hotel about 8, 9ish." And I goes, "Why? Did you not know it was there?" "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We knew. We just didn't get."
Listen,
There are
everyone's
people like that
different.
exist. Yeah, yeah, and fair play to them if that's not what they care about. But
Mm,
I would imagine a big portion of the people that don't care about Walt Disney Studios are, of course, reflected in the numbers, right? So that's why,
mm.
yeah, it's on a decline. I would hope that would change once Disney's World of Adventure, comes into fruition. But
It's gonna go
only time will tell.
crazy. We'll get onto that in a little while, your
Yeah,
bit of
yeah,
news that you've got, but I think it's really good. It's gonna be like night and day difference. I
yeah,
know that people have
yeah.
their own thoughts, that, "Oh, it's just one land, and a couple of flat rides," but I do think, like, even just when I was, there last week, we took my daughter on the parachute drop, and I was lucky enough to have a seat where I could see into Frozen Land, like the Frozen expansion, and even I was like, "It is massive." Like, the lake
Mm,
they've put in, it's huge.
yeah, yeah. It's bigger than DCA's.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
there we go.
It's
Oh,
exciting. But on that
it
on the
is.
like, on the note of Walt Disney Studios,
Mm.
carrying on from that, there has been, for the merch lovers out there, which I also have a few thoughts on, which I'll get onto in a minute. They've released a That's a Wrap collection. So there's various items. I did see some T-shirts, some mugs, but the main thing is there's a clapperboard, like the Walt Disney Studios clapperboard that has
Yeah.
That's a Wrap engraved on it.
Mm.
And now I still don't know if I'm reading this right. I've been trying to do a bit more research into it. I can't find any more information on it. But you can purchase a letter from the Walt Disney Studio side for €999.
Yeah,
I think
that
I'm
was a
reading
joke.
that.
You read it right, but it was a joke. It was just like a joke that was like rumored put out
Are
onto
you
Twitter.
sure?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I clarified it
I
with
was
the LP
thinking,
report.
who's
They're like,
bloody
it was a
buying
joke.
that?
It would be cool, but yeah, it is a joke. But yeah, no, the merch
Listen, guys, I
range.
am quite gullible, to be honest. Anything someone writes about Disney, I will try and find more out about it. But I did think, that's why I texted you. I said, am I reading that right? That you can
Yeah,
buy a
yeah.
letter from the studios that says for €999. But yeah, that was was a joke. There's also a new, this is nothing to do with the studios, this is still merch related. There's some new Pixel merch, new merch in the Disney style shop, as well as a collaboration with Columbia, Mickey's Outdoor Club. If I can figure out how to do it, I will put pictures in the show notes of the new
Hmm,
collection.
yeah.
Um, yeah, there's new Mickey's Outdoor Club collaboration with Columbia. So it's got like fleeces, things like that, which I like, but they are expensive. But Columbia is expensive anyway for anyone who owns a
Yeah.
Columbia fleece and things like that.
Yeah, that greeny pinky one, right? I think it is. It is.
Yeah,
It does
yeah.
look nice. Yeah, and the Walt Disney Studios, That's a Wrap. I get what they're doing, and it's good. They're trying to make like a memento range. Like, hey, it's not
Mhm.
going to be called this anymore. Get your stuff. But some of it is new. Some of it is what they already had, which is a bit
Yeah,
cheeky.
the
Like the Mickey.
clapperboard, I feel like I had one
Yeah,
of well, Aidan had one, like, years ago, and I think I remember being in
yeah,
it when we moved house.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And I got but I did get the lanyard because the lanyard I got just to replace my old work one. But other than that, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I've got plenty of t-shirts to roam around in the house. I don't want another one.
Yeah. You're not gonna be, like, wearing well, you never know. You should have got one. Then in, like, 20 years' time, when you go to Disneyland, people will be like, "Oh my god, a relic, a vintage relic."
Yeah, 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 yeah. I should have probably. I mean, there's time. Hopefully, I can get one if I don't, you know, if I don't come to my senses. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me just stop buying stuff for sake of it. Then probably. But yeah.
Yeah. Aidan bought an
Um,
art print. He bought a print of the Walt Disney Studios, the one you can buy
really?
with, like, Walt and Mickey in front of Tower of Terror, and he was like, "I'm gonna buy that, mum, because that'll be vintage soon," and I was like, "If that's what you wanna buy, go for it, it's your money."
There we go. I like that. That
I know,
is
but
there.
he's got that kind of mind, doesn't he? He's always, like,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
flog
yeah.
stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. It's like I was
Brilliant.
like, "You can do what you like." Last
No.
sort of thing, this isn't news, actually. This is just something I wanna
Yeah.
get off my chest.
Okay.
In terms of merch.
Yeah.
There's a pandemic going on in Disneyland Paris at the moment. An epidemic. I
Oh.
don't know the difference between the two. Why have we suddenly all collectively lost our minds over a fleece, guys? I'm not joking you. Me and Ash made this observation last week. People have gone bananas. They have lost their damn minds over a fleece with Sorcerer Mickey on the back.
I
And if
I
you think
still
it's
seeing
bad,
blue, white, and red in
it's
my
right, guys,
peripheral.
if I can figure out how to do it in the recording, I will insert I found actually, I'm gonna have to quickly mute my phone and credit the guy who posted this TikTok video. But he made a TikTok filming all of these everyone wearing these fleeces around Disneyland Paris, and I'm not even joking, it's like I thought it was just me being like a touch judgmental. No, like if someone's made a TikTok and this TikTok has kind of gone viral, it's by a guy named Matt Horn.
Yeah.
He posted this TikTok and I sent it to Ash and I was like, it's not just us that feels like there's an epidemic of these Sorcerer Mickey fleeces. Lo and behold, yesterday I'm out buying some bits for the bedroom that we're renovating. I waited in line, I look up, and what's in front of me? A gentleman is wearing the exact Sorcerer Mickey fleece in the queue while I'm
No
in
way.
Matalan.
No
I want
way.
to hear from if you're listening to this and you own one of these fleeces or you're thinking of buying one of these fleeces, can you tell me exactly what it is that makes you want to buy it? But I do have
It's
my own. I have my own thoughts, right? What I think it is, right, and I'm gonna make this open knowledge now because this is like the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
the merch at Disneyland is absolutely terrible. So the minute that they release something that's not completely awful, everyone goes bananas. They're like, "We've got to have this fleece because it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life."
yeah. That's good. That's a
Do you
good
think that's what it is? I think it's like,
hypothesis.
come on, you've got to have
Yeah.
your foot down on the fleece because I
I
can't. You can't let
mean,
it go down like this
so
on my
they were released last year around the same time, Halloween, and they went mental then. They went pretty
right.
mental then. And at first, when I saw it, I was like, it's cute. It's okay. It's cute. And then I started to just started to
Stop.
slowly get like, yeah, now I'm like, I can't stand it anymore.
Just as well,
And
guys.
then
These
when I thought,
fleeces
well,
are
that's it.
€70. They're
How much are they?
€70. €70. 69.99 if you want to be really specific about it.
Yeah. And then I thought, but it's fine. It's this year's thing. It'll be gone. And then they decided to bring them out this year, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I thought, well, probably people won't buy it because the people that already loved it have got it. But no, it went even more fast and furious, and everyone was wearing it. And just a week ago when we visited, but yeah, I mean, look, it's people like it. That's their choice. They
Absolutely. I'm not hating on anyone
but
liking it, but I just want to understand why.
I just want to get it. Yeah, what is it? What's
I
the
want to
allure
understand
about it?
why everybody is like making it rain, like literally spending their hard-earned money on a Saucer and Mickey fleece. Honestly, I nearly fell over in Matalan yesterday when the guy in front of me
Funny.
waiting to pay was wearing it. I had to
But no,
send
you are
picture
onto
evidence,
something
Flash.
because
What?
it's not actually terrible. It's not awful.
No, it's not.
So the
I'm not
fact
saying
that
it's
but that's the thing. That's your point, though, isn't it? The fact that
yeah.
if Disneyland Paris do any half decent merch, then
Mm.
people will be onto it, and I think that's probably what it is.
It's gotta be. But like, can they do
Yeah.
something a bit more? Can they keep that trade rolling?
Well, to our standards, no.
No.
So, but there we
I
are.
think that's all I think that's all my news.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What have I got? So there was news of Disney parks removing villain meet and greets and only reserving them for the Halloween season. And this was I don't know, I can't remember. Pop some yeah, it was not a
Pop
publication that
crate.
I'm okay. Sorry, yeah, they're not. I'm not. It's not a publication that I refer to or I'm aware of usually. And at first, Holly sent me this, and I looked at it from a DLP lens, like I usually do when it comes to the Disney parks, because that is normally the case anyway. So I was like, well, so what? Who cares? Like we don't really see villains much in the parks anyway, except for Hook or Jafar. But he. Okay, let's be honest. Who cares about this? let's let's
No, I tell
let's
you
keep
what
our
it
buck.
is. I'll tell you what it is for nothing,
Yeah,
darling, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anybody who's on like Disneyland TikTok, and I'm talking Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, they have
yeah,
got a friend of the evil queen that
yeah.
works very, very hard for her money and should be protected at
Mm-hmm.
all costs,
Yes.
right? The thought of her potentially losing her job and only being in parks in October is wrong. Because at this, honestly,
Mm,
she's carrying face characters around the world on her back
she's
because
doing
she's
great.
that good. I
Yeah.
think, and there was a video of her saying, "Go and complain." I'm not even kidding.
What is that
If I find
legitimately
it, I'll
out
send it
there?
to you. Yeah.
Okay.
But now they've backtracked, or it was false news, and they're saying, no, it's not.
I
They're not doing that.
so we got it was clarified by Theme Park Attractions, the
Mm,
publication, and also Scott Gustin, again, two reputable sources. And this is the thing when it comes to news, people, please just be aware of the news that you're taking from. Because I don't even think Disney backtracked. It was someone put it out and then
mm.
someone clarified it with Disney and like, well, no, that's not true. And then people are like, oh, Disney backtracked. And like, no, the information just wasn't right in the first place. And that's probably
Right.
what it is. Because
And there's
how
people
can
like me.
Disney take away villains? Yeah, and people are just running away with it. And this is it.
Mm.
Like, look at your
The
sources.
thing
Like,
is, I
yeah,
feel like it's not surprise. It's not if Disney were to say like, no, this is something we're doing. I wouldn't
yeah.
find that surprising. In recent
Mm,
years,
that's fair.
I would find that not unsurprising from Disney, to be honest. regardless
Yeah.
of like public outcry or whatever. Although I would be like, but aren't you building a villain's land in Florida? So
Yeah, exactly.
how's that going
And
to
that's
work?
what it is.
Is it only going to be
Yeah,
open
it
on
doesn't
Halloween?
just doesn't make any sense. So no, they are not removing villains. They said, to be fair, in a very general statement, we're reviewing all you know, characters and whatnot, but yeah, villains on is not something, that is going to be removed in totality. And it can't be
Yeah.
because again, as you mentioned, villains land. So there we are. Another notable news that caught our eye is the DLP Christmas annual pass party, which
Oh, yeah.
sold out in record timing. Apparently 5 hours. Is that correct?
Less
5 hours
than
that it
five
sold out.
hours, I think it
Less
was.
than
I see
five
on Twitter.
hours. Wow.
Mm.
Um, and so yeah, there we are. A lot of people um complained, which I could
I see a
understand.
lot of people moaning about it, and, like, fair enough. I don't know if it's something that I'd really be that interested in doing.
I mean, I could understand. There's two things to this, right? So one
Mm.
is it is very highly suspect that the numbers have been lower. And the
Yeah,
reason why the numbers have been lower is because there's been a lot of complaints on there's too many people and we can only have time because it's only 4 hours to
yeah,
do one thing, and then by the time that's done, we've only got probably some a time to have a bite to eat, and then that's it. It's done.
right.
So they're trying to reduce the numbers so that many people can do a lot of stuff. But the
Mm.
flip side to that is um, people are saying, well, just only make it for people who have annual passes. What's happening is Disneyland Paris are saying, well, yeah, you can, DLP holders, they can come, but also you can bring your mum, your dad, and everyone else if you want to bring it on, all right? I think you can get up to two to
2
four
people.
people?
No,
Two
just 2
people. Okay.
people per
Okay.
annual pass holder, but like I said to you, if there's a family of 4 that are APs, that's an additional
Mm,
8 guests.
yeah. Yeah.
So, if everyone's bringing 2 people, yeah, of course it's gonna sell out really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And then it doesn't make it as an exclusive. I feel like you should only be allowed 1 guest per annual car park. That's just my thoughts on the situation. I think you should only have 1
I'm
guest.
sure that was a policy
I thought
before,
it
like
was.
pre-COVID. I'm sure that was a policy, and I don't know whether
Yeah.
I'm making that up or whether they actually changed it. But
I'm
yeah,
sure
it
someone will
is.
fact check us on that, but
This isn't unique to DLP. This is a parks thing in general. Oogie Boogie Bash and other Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween,
mm,
Jollywood or
Jollywood Night.
Jollyhood or yeah, there have been complaints of it's just not enough time. Um I think some parts may do it slightly better, but generally the overall gist of it is, if you've done it once, then you pretty much seen it all, and
This
you can't
time
really do as much anyway.
it's in Disneyland Park this time because I know the last one was in the studios, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
Because I
this one is in
watched
Disneyland Park.
Sam for God's video and, like, she joined a queue for I can't even remember what character it was, but she was in that queue for over 2 hours, and I was like I mean,
Yeah,
I suppose
that's
it
insane to
depends
me.
on your individual wants when you're in the park if you were to go to one of these AP nights, but I'm not a character person personally, so that wouldn't appeal to me, and there was no way in hell I'd stand there for more than, like, maybe 10 minutes.
I mean, I am a character person. I wouldn't stand for 2 hours for a character. I just wouldn't do it. But I'm an impatient person generally. Do you know what I mean? Like, but two
Well, if that's
hours?
only
Come on,
4 hours
come on.
long, then that's half your time, like you say, gone like that.
Yeah. I mean, am I meeting an actual Imagineer or a Disney legend? But a character? No. I'm
No.
sorry. I don't.
And
I
I
can't. I
understand,
wouldn't be
like,
able to
there's
bring
people
myself
out
there.
there who like the rare characters and they want to meet the rare characters. Me, I'd be like, "Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move along. Nah, 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 nah."
Yeah.
The
But I
Frozen
mean,
stuff, I'd be up for that, and also getting late night rides, but you wouldn't catch me in a queue for
no.
2 it was I mean, I haven't this is so bad, like, they're gonna be like, fake fan, fake cinephile." I haven't even seen the film yet. The Girl from
The
Wish.
what?
Girl from Wish.
Oh, Wish.
I've
You're
not
not
even
missing.
seen it.
You're not missing much. It's okay. It's
I
just
know, that's
okay.
what I mean, everyone's
It's
gonna be
good to
like,
have this is
fake fan."
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
don't even know I
it's
don't
one of
even know
those
the
things.
blooming character's name, but yeah, I would be like, Just leave
Aisha
it
or
off.
Alicia. No, I think it's
Yeah,
Alicia.
something like that. Hope it
Yeah,
begins with
she
an
was
A.
in the Million Splashes of Color when at the Calvert, during the
That's
time
coming
where
back as well next year, isn't it?
it is coming back. There we are. You
That's a
got
bit
your
of news we
chance
didn't have on
to
our
see her
list, but there you
eventually.
go. You've got it now, guys. Million Splashes of Colour is coming back in 2026.
In last bit of news, of course, which we all have heard about by now, is on the 24th of November, Disneyland Paris will be having a special event. It's highly rumored, even though it's not officially been announced, that World of Frozen, the official date, will be announced then. So that is what is being anticipated. Of course, yet we just have to wait and see on the day. But aside from the official date of World of Frozen, do you have anything in mind of what they may announce?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say something really irrational now. I
Okay.
want them to say they're going to give an expansion for Disneyland Park.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's happening.
I
So.
mean, that's I don't know. They're probably. Do you know what the news probably will be? We're bringing out a new
Yeah.
cake.
I mean, for
But I
cake
think it's
lovers out there,
brilliant.
that's
You
big
know what
news.
it's like? You can get this
Yeah.
new cookie at the Old Mill, exclusive to Disneyland Paris, because that seems like the news that we get these days. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being honest. Of course,
Yeah.
because going back to what I said in the news about the Tea Global experience, with Disneyland Park and Walt Disney Studios being some of the only two in Europe to have a full on attendance, it's almost like, the main park hasn't had a new attraction for 20 odd years. But it has. I mean, like, just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I just don't think on the 24th of November that will be announced. That
No, it
will
won't.
be
But like,
more
what
of a
else?
D23
What's going to be
thing.
announced is they're going to announce Frozen. That's what I
So they're
think.
going to
And then
announce, yeah.
and then then everyone's going to try and book their trip, and the servers are going to break.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
what's
think
going to happen.
also what they will most likely announce, I think they're going to announce more details on the village, whether that will be when the new Italian restaurant that's replacing Planet Hollywood will open, when the new McDonald's will open. I think some sort
Oh
of that,
yeah,
or even a new sports bar. I think anything to do with the village, any of those, they're going
yeah.
to announce. I
The village
think,
actually looks like fairly. It's
yeah,
like it's really come along now.
it has. It has.
Mm. The sports
I'm all
bar,
for
like
it.
Steve being a builder, I was watching them putting the steel in one of the days as we were walking through. He's, oh look, they're putting that big steel in there. That'll be finished soon. And I was like, oh, will it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they've got that. I think. I
But
don't know
is
if
anyone
they'll. I think this is a little bit too optimistic. I don't think they'll announce a date for Lion King, but they may give us a little bit more sneak peeks on the progress of it.
that
I'm
would be
hoping
good.
that.
I'm down for that. That's fine if you want to announce
Yeah,
something for Lion King. But I don't know about you, but I feel like parks around the world, they get like announcements so much. We're like drip fed.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you don't hear anything, and then it'll be like there's a special event, and it's like you could have just put this out like on social media, and everyone would have been like, "Hooray!" But now it's like I don't know. Now we've got to have a special event for it to find out
Yeah,
what the land you've been
you just
building for 10 years. Then you can actually go there. Great.
we're getting
Just
spicy,
tell us.
Holly, today. No, no, yeah, you're
Hey,
right.
look,
You're right. It should.
people, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm being
Yeah,
negative, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative, but that's just my true thoughts and feelings on the situation.
and that's it. That's where we're coming. We're
And
we're
that's the real
unfiltered.
tea.
Love it. Love it. And that's it for the news. That is
That's
it
it
for
for
the
the news.
news. Let's get on to the main topics. And the first one, of course, that we're gonna hit on is our visit. So Holly and I visited Disneyland Paris not long ago for the Halloween season. And yeah, we're just gonna have a recap on that. So just first thoughts going into Disneyland Paris during Halloween, Holly. What was it like? Lay of the land. Was it too busy
I
for your
feel like
liking,
I'm
or
gonna.
you didn't think it was busy, or
Oh no, it was
was it?
definitely busy, and it got busier towards
Yeah,
the end of our trip. But I'm just
yeah.
gonna say one thing. Like I love Halloween. Okay, I feel like Halloween at Disney parks in general. I'm generalizing. It's mid.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know how
I
to
think
I
this
don't
is
know
gonna
how to
have to go
I'm
on the
saying mid.
unpopular
I don't know how to
opinions.
articulate my feelings on it truly.
Hmm,
I love the
hmm.
decorations, but I feel like it starts and stops. Do you know what I mean? Like you come into Disneyland Park, you walk into down Main Street, it starts and stops. Then they've got them in Frontierland, and then like everywhere else is like nothing. Why does
Yeah, but,
Frontierland only get
like,
Halloween decorations?
how would you put Halloween in Fantasyland?
She
What would you
would.
do for how? Like what? What would you do?
Make it cutesy.
But what does that mean? What does that look like?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I don't know,
Peter
but
Pan and Peter Pan and bloody
listen,
toads
can
or
you
whatever. How did they
remember
make it
now this is
scary?
a hell of a long time ago, can you remember they did it 1 year, they never ever did it again. They put Easter eggs all round the park, different themed
Yeah,
Easter eggs
during
of
Easter.
different characters.
Yeah,
They literally done it 1 year for Easter, they never done it again, and it was amazing. They were literally like
yeah,
characters in the shape of Easter eggs with, like, hats and things on. Why
yeah,
can't
yeah,
you do
yeah.
something like that with pumpkins? Why can't
Yeah,
you have a small
yeah. I
wild pumpkin?
suppose Small World
It doesn't
Pumpkin,
have to be
and that would be enough
terrible.
for you. Would that be enough? Would that
Just a
be?
little
Would you
something,
classify
a
that as
little something.
themed?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to see the theme consistent
Okay.
throughout. Because, like, come on,
Yeah.
you can make if you can make anything Christmassy, you can make anything Halloweeny. Do you know what I'm saying? You can buy a Christmas jumper with Star Wars on it. So, you can
Yeah.
make anything Halloweeny. Don't ask me how
Yeah.
I'd make Discoveryland.
Exactly. That's
I'm
where
having a
you'd
creative
struggle.
block
That's where
there.
you that's where you would struggle. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say that in terms of theming and decoration, Disneyland Paris do it better than any other park.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
just
know,
have it on Main Street and on Town Square, Main Street, and then the hub
yeah,
in Disneyland and then Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World, and that's it. They've forgotten
yeah.
about it, and even in Frontierland. But it still continues at least to Frontierland in Disneyland Paris. They
Yeah,
still
that
have
is
the
true.
Cocoa.
I
They
don't know
still
what it
have,
is.
you know what I mean. So,
I feel like I don't know, I think it gets so busy. I think actually what it boils down to is it gets so busy
mm,
that you can't even really unless you go the beginning of October, I don't feel
yeah,
like you can really soak up the Halloween atmosphere. That's
mm,
just my take. Like
yeah,
this is the
because of
third
like
Halloween I've done. Yeah, with
because
the
of like
kids.
the holidays and yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, fine,
I don't
yeah,
know. There's something
mm,
about it I find really stressful, and I can't like
mm.
I can't put my finger on. I don't know if it's like it's busy or there's something about that I always come away from like Halloween at Disney like a bit like, oh, do you know what I
So,
mean?
thoughts for me. I thought it was okay. I
Mm.
liked it. I liked that they kept things that we were familiar with, and I like that they brought new things as well, which we'll get into. I don't know if I enjoyed it as last year's Halloween.
Why?
Last year, that's a good question. I don't know if I could put my finger. I think
See, this is what I'm
I
saying.
experienced a lot more. I experienced a lot more last year Halloween in terms of the snacks. Not to say that there wasn't any Halloween snacks, there were, but none of them really popped out where I had to go and try them. Where last year I did. I even went to Fleurs de Lis in the Disneyland Hotel where they had a Halloween menu. And they
Yeah,
did this year as well, but it wasn't significantly different than last year. So I think that's probably why there was a new thing to it. Last year they had the Deadpool secret bar
yes.
at
Mm,
uh, Hotel Disney, New York, the Art of Marvel. They didn't have that. That of course is closed now. So I don't know. There was just a lot more to it that stood out last year
mm,
that significantly made it a different visit compared to this year, where it's like, okay, well, I'm just seeing the same thing that I did last year, and the new stuff hasn't really blown my mind as much as it did last year. So it wasn't bad. I definitely think Halloween is the best season for me personally, but in terms of this particular visit, it wasn't the best Halloween. I mean, I'm always going to go during Halloween, but it wasn't my favorite Halloween
mm.
visit. Was there anything that stood out to you in terms
I
of
mean, this
the
is the
visit?
thing. It's really strange because I feel like they have tried really hard this year. So
Yeah.
there's new projections on Main Street, which
Hmm.
took me a little while. We was there 4 days. um, to actually catch it because it wasn't in on the app, like, with a
Right.
set time
Okay.
of when these
No, it
projections would
wasn't.
start.
Yeah.
So it was literally catch me if you can
Yeah. Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of vibe.
Yeah.
And I've sort of built it up in my head, I think, a little bit. So when I did see it, I was like, "Is that it?" It was good, it wasn't bad. I'm glad that they're using that technology
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
than just the evening show.
Yeah.
I'm
hundred
glad they
percent.
brought that technology, let's
Hundred
use it.
percent.
Fantastic. But, like,
Absolutely.
1, tell people when you're doing it.
Yeah.
'Cause then it
100%.
becomes hyped up like, "Oh, there's gonna be," and it was, like, mainly, like, 2 scenes that it flicked between. If you were lucky, you caught the smoke and the thunder and lightning and the ghosts, which I did
Yeah,
eventually, but took a while.
thankfully, because I went for one night, so I did catch it, as opposed to
Yeah.
you looking at Main Street whenever you could and it not being there, and
Well, I
then
went
it did
back in the
go.
park after Birdie went to bed,
Yeah,
so I could try and catch it
so
because I
you
was
could
like, "I'm
go
not
and try.
coming
Yeah,
here."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna stand here until I see it. Um,
No, no. On the projections, so I did like the projections.
yeah,
I thought it was. I thought. I don't want to come out as moaning. I don't. I think again. I think they're a great idea and it
yeah,
should be used. I think there are some things that they could build on, like announcing it. Probably they did that purposely because they don't want people to huddle and
yeah, I
crowd. But
understand
then
that. But if you're gonna do I
people
felt
will do
like
that anyway. People will do that for a parade. People will do that for Tales of Magic. So I don't think this is any
but
different,
also it was
personally.
on all night. I think from like 7 p.m. until
Yeah,
Tales of Magic, it was like a
yeah.
constant cycle.
It
So
was. It was.
if that's yeah, so if that's the case, just tell us that
Just
because
say that. But yeah.
yeah,
But
because then people aren't gonna
also I
hunt.
think it could be intentional,
Yeah,
much more intentional than it is. It came across, and again, this is probably due to the fact that it wasn't announced, that it
yeah,
was like accidental. So people were coming in. Same thing for me. And obviously, being a DLP geek, I knew this was what to expect. I just didn't know the time, but I knew that
mm,
this was going to happen at some point. But I would imagine majority of the guests there well, not imagine this is the case. Majority of the guests are not like you and I. They're just casual,
no,
right? It's
they
probably
didn't know
their
that that
first
was gonna
time,
happen
right?
whatsoever.
So they
They
didn't
wouldn't
know
have
that
come
was going
back.
to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
wouldn't have
they were
come back
like,
at a
"Oh,
time
what's
to see
happening?"
it.
There wasn't any announcement.
No.
And ladies and gentlemen, here is a little, nothing like that. It was just
Yeah.
boo. So people was just walking around thinking, "What's this then?" and not really paying attention to it, or giving it
It did
its
add
due.
atmosphere. I would give them that. It did add atmosphere,
Did
but,
you? Did you think that? Yeah.
I think it did, like, but it was the music was from the projections were quite quiet, so it was being drowned out slightly by the
Well,
Main
I could
Street
only
Loop and
hear
the ghosts.
I could only hear cat sounds. That's
Yeah,
like
this is it. There was a music box playing as well at some point. Yeah.
Meow. That's all. Honestly, I can't remember anything,
There was a
any
music box,
sound
like
from
a
that
creaky
except for
music
was there?
box as well. Yeah, there was, but you had to
I
really listen
swear to
out for
God,
it.
I can't. I
The
honestly, I
cat was
can
very
only
loud.
remember the cat
The
sound.
cat was
The
the
cat was
loudest
so
bit.
loud. I was like, why are they obsessed with a meowing cat on this? What is the cat bringing to this whole thing? Can they not like mute it down? So that was a bit weird for me. But again, like I said, I still think it's better having it than not having it. I just think there just need to
Absolutely, like,
be
and I love that,
maybe a
they've
better
got that
execution of it
technology.
next year. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
but
exactly. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's that. Unlucky nugget. This was something that Holly and I were both looking forward to seeing. It was actually on our bucket list of like we need to go until we saw the menu.
it was it
Because
was like, I'm honestly, right, as you'll get to know, I am a Phantom Manor fangirl. I love
yeah,
Phantom
yeah.
Manor and everything about it and everything about the story. So when they said they were doing the Unlucky Nugget, and I saw sort of clips of like the decorations, the portrait of Melanie, the piano, I was like, I have to go. And then
Hmm.
they released the menu, and I was like, I don't want to eat any of these things. And I'm not a fussy eater, guys. Like, I'm really not. I will literally eat anything. It's not that. I don't want a black chicken burger. I don't want an avocado bagel, and I can't remember what the veggie option was. Why
I
is
don't know.
that so funny to you? I
No,
can't even what was the veggie option? It was some kind of, like,
it was
vegetable
awful.
terrine
I don't
thing,
know.
and I
I
was
don't
like,
know. I don't know.
yeah, some
I
people
didn't
could say,
care.
again, fake fans, die-hard fans, you should just sit there, shut up and eat it so you can get the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, no,
We did,
no.
however, thanks to Ash, get to go in and have a sneak around, which I'm very
Yeah.
grateful for because that's
Well, not even
actually
thanks
what I
to me.
cared
That
about the
was thanks
most, was
to,
getting in there.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's thanks to the cast member. So we went up to the cast member and said, look, we don't want to eat here. Can we just go in and look at the atmosphere? And she was more than happy, you know.
Yeah, she was
The
really
cast members
sweet,
are
wasn't
great.
she?
Yeah. So she just let us go in and take the videos, and I
Although
think the
everyone
cast members
else,
there working there were just proud of it as much as the ones that like pulled it off. Like, yeah, man, I don't care. Like, have a
yeah,
look because
off you go.
they all loved it. Yeah. So we did go in there, had a look around, took videos and photos, and I gotta say it does look fantastic. In fact,
It
that
did.
is probably the main standout from the Halloween season was the Unlucky Nugget. It
Absolutely.
looked absolutely incredible.
I'm a bit gutted
Any
they won't keep it
on
all year
par with
round.
anything. Yeah, I mean on par with anything that even the American parks do.
Yeah,
If I'll be honest.
yeah,
So
I agree.
no.
And I wish they would keep it all year round because it's just another addition to the lore. But, like, I did see someone say on TikTok, I think, it was like, "Why Melanie Ravenswood is, like, obviously, like,
Mm,
a multi-millionaire-ess if her dad had, like, you know, a gold mine or whatever. Why would she
yeah.
have her, um, wedding reception in the local saloon?" And I think it was, like, someone will probably correct me. I thought it was the story was that they were throwing a party for the townspeople in there. Listen, let's not get into the
Mm,
specifics
maybe.
about it, guys.
Maybe.
It was a brilliant addition, and
Yeah. I mean, if it's good for Walt, right, it's good for Melanie Ravenswood. Right, because that's what it's based on. Lucky Nugget is based on Lucky Sweep and Disneyland,
yeah,
where
the
Walt
golden
had his
nugget.
anniversary. Yeah, the Golden Nugget,
Yeah.
where Walt and Lillian had their anniversary thing.
Sometimes I
So
feel like we're all a bit annoyed. So like, well, this doesn't make sense. Just shut up, enjoy it.
just
But if you don't
enjoy
want to eat
it,
there,
unless it's horrible food.
yeah,
I'm about to say the same thing.
I'm not paying 30 something euros to eat a black chicken burger or an
Yeah,
avocado bagel.
because
Listen,
if you
if
want
you
to
want
get
to
it
see,
cheaper, you can go down to Discoveryland and get a black
yeah, go to the
burger.
Cafe Hyperion and get one there.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
I actually didn't eat a burger the whole time we were in Disney because that I don't know, like I said, I'm not a fussy eater. Like, I literally will eat most things, but the thought of like a black burger bun, people always say like, "What's the matter with you?" Like that's just really unappetizing to me.
No, I'm not
And
interested
someone
at
did
all.
actually reply to our Instagram about like, is there anything they wanted to know about the Halloween season? And someone's like, what about the snacks? I'll let you talk about the
Mm.
snacks because
Well, no, I think you
there was
should
so many
because
of them. Like I just feel like
I
we're
didn't really
snacked
have
out.
many. I didn't really have many. This is the thing. I didn't really
No,
have
like Halloween
many
specific.
Halloween snacks. Yeah, Halloween specific snacks. I didn't have on this trip. As opposed to last trip, I had loads. I went so many. I even made a video just on the snacks. But this trip, I didn't. Because I didn't really fancy a lot of them. Like I won't do something I don't fancy. I'm not
Mm.
going to make a video for the sake of it. So,
I did have one
um,
actually. I forgot
yeah.
about it when we went to
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, went
Table,
to
not Table
Delhi
Well,
Market House. Yeah, yeah,
Market
yeah.
House Deli. I had the evil. No, it's not Evil Queen. The witch from Snow White, the brookie.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And how was it nice?
It was nice. It was tasty. But, like,
Mm.
I bought it then and there because I was absolutely ravenous and I
Yeah.
was getting our croque monsieur, and then I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"I'm gonna
yeah.
get a cake as well," and I ate the whole thing, and it tasted like a brownie cookie thing. Yeah, it was nice. It was really
Yeah, I
nice.
was starving actually that day. I had my croque
Yeah,
monsieur and I was like, am I just really hungry or is this the best croque monsieur I've tasted in Disneyland Paris?
it was
I probably
good,
was,
and they were
but
really
yeah.
hot as well. Love that. I hate it when they're, like, a bit lukewarm.
I've always had a scolding croque monsieur. They've never been like just warm or lukewarm. I did speak to someone and like, oh, you like the croque monsieurs? I'm like, yeah, like don't you? That's like a normal thing. And I go,
Who does
they're
not like
okay. And
a
then
cheese toasty?
listen. And then she says, well, we put it in our bag and then we saved it until Tales of Magic. And then we opened it and we ate it cold. And that's why we didn't really think much of it. I'm like, well, then that's a you problem then. Clearly, that's not because of the croque monsieur.
She put it in her backpack
So,
all
yeah, yeah,
day and let it sit there and then ate it at Tales of Magic and then complained it wasn't nice. The
yeah,
rack, no parole.
yeah. So you need to
Electric
eat
chair.
it straight away, fresh.
Yeah.
Um,
Who
and the
goes and buys a
punishment if you
hot
don't do that,
sandwich and is like, "I'll save that for later."
and the
Sadist.
punishment if you don't do that is death, according to Holly. So there we are.
No, you just deserve to have a bad sandwich. Like, because people give
Um,
Disneyland Paris such shtick for having the worst
yeah,
food, and I'm not trying to defend it. We do have, like, some of the worst theme park food.
Well,
okay?
I could go into a
But
whole
the
thing on that, but yeah, you're right.
there is nice options there, you just have to know what they are and when to get where to get them. Disneyland Paris gets a, like, shtick for having bad theme park food, and, like, yeah, it's not great, but don't moan about something, like, you buy something hot, then stick it in your backpack, and let it sweat out for, like, 6 hours, and then be like, "Oh, it wasn't very nice." You know, you're supposed to eat it fresh.
That's a you problem. Sorry.
Yes.
Um, First impressions of world premiere. So this is the first time that I saw world premiere. I hadn't been to DLP since April, and you hadn't been since last year. So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's nice inside. Like the new restaurant looks a million times better than what was it called before? It was sort of like it looked like different restaurants, but it was just you walked through
Yeah,
it and it was just like the back of a facade, like literally like you could see like the plywood. And it
yeah,
was a quick service, so excuse me, burger place.
yeah.
That now looks a million times better and somewhere where I'd
Much
actually
better.
want to eat because I never ate at the other place. I like the new details, like the Walt Disney Studios offices as you leave. I like the new
Mhm.
light, like the new world premiere lights as you walk through. As for the inside of world premiere, I'm going to go out on a limb here because I've seen people going crazy about it. I don't think it looks that different. There are differences, like
Are you
nice
talking about
touches
outside or inside? Sorry.
inside.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it other
Um.
than the Hollywood,
Mm,
like, restaurant, quick service that you've got now, which Hollywood
yeah.
Gardens with all the,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
fairy lights, I think that looks great. I like I
Yeah.
said, the Walt Disney, offices and the little, like, touches they've done there where it looks like actual
Yeah.
offices. I think that looks amazing. I like the sign, but it's not like it's completely changed. Like, I still it feels wider in there,
No.
but I don't think it looks, like, completely different. There are the
No.
like, especially at the shop and everything, like, that hasn't really changed on the left-hand side. I
No.
do really like the new so before when you would exit Studio One world premiere, it would just be, like, straight out into the elements. Now there's, like, movie posters in sort of a semicircle, and then on the back of that, you have the statue, the partner's statue with some lovely artwork. I love all that. But what
S-
more can I personally think, what
Yeah.
more
I
can I say
mean,
about it?
so yeah, Studio One. When they were saying they're gonna refurbish it or renovate it or whatever you want to call it, I was like, okay, fine. A lot of people had some. Oh, but I love Studio One. I didn't really have any of that. I was very much happy to go. Yeah, give it a bit of a glow up. I when I saw it, actually before I saw it, I was expecting it to be a little bit more of a dramatic difference to what I actually saw.
Mm,
Um, but saying that, I don't know, maybe it's expectations. Maybe I was expecting it to be radically different, and Disney were like, well, no, this is just a glow up. It's gonna almost be the same, but it's just a glow up. I don't know. That was um maybe it was communication and expectations, who knows? But when I came in, I was pleasantly surprised to see a lot of the features that they had got up there. The Walt Disney Studio, the studios, as you said, Burbank. The shops hadn't really changed, but even in there, there were still some things that made it look better than what it did. Right,
yeah.
they didn't have like the Hollywood, the Brown Derby or anything like that, which just had no purpose there at all. They got rid of all
Car's
of that.
gone, hasn't it, as well? I
The
just
car's
remember
gone.
that used to make it a bit
Um,
sort of, like, tight towards as you were
yeah,
exiting, so
yeah,
there
made
was
it
like
tight. So
it was like a flow issue of
exactly.
people trying to get in and out,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's a lot more spacious.
Mm.
I don't know if it's a place that I would eat, but it does look better. The restaurant, Hollywood Gardens. I even went up the stairs, and I like how when you go up the stairs and you have like a bird's eye view, kind of like an elevated view,
Mm.
it does give you another dimension to what it looks like, because then you start to pay attention to like the projections on the walls, because you start to see like the spotlights, the Hollywood sign like moving, which I didn't realize, as
No,
opposed
I
to
didn't
walking
catch
in on the
that.
ground floor. So there is that, which is really, really good. But yeah, I think probably it's just because we have Studio One ingrained in our mind so much that, of course, when we're walking in there, we're going to have Studio One in there and compare it to what we're seeing now. And yeah, you're right. The layout to a degree hasn't changed much. And I don't know whether, that was intentional or not. But I
Mm.
would say that the glow up is definitely much welcomed, much better.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it's not a bad thing, it's a great
coming
thing.
coming out even coming out with the awning outside
Yeah,
is even better. I
yeah,
love the posters and having the Walt partner statue there with the mural behind it.
and that's a
Um,
lovely mural as well, it's really well
It
done.
is. It is. It is really
Nice
lovely.
and
And
colourful
again,
as well.
exactly, exactly. And
Yeah,
of course, you've got the partner statue looking beyond towards what will be, Disney's World of Adventure. I like that. I thought it was great. I was a bit annoyed that they didn't have photo pass there at the Memorial because that's just a wasted opportunity. They had photo pass at like a random spot in Frontierland
yeah, they
where they just
did.
had like pumpkin scarecrows. I don't know what it was, Wurzel Gummidge or something there, just taking photos. But for some reason, they didn't want to have a photo pass at the brand new partner statue with the brand new mural. It made no sense to me.
It doesn't make
It
any
bugged me. I was
sense.
like, do you not want anybody Disneyland Paris? Like, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I thought, it's a much welcome, um, you know, glow up. And not a radical change, but a change towards the better. And of course, hopefully, we'll see a lot more radical changes in the future in that park. Obviously, with
We are, yeah.
the park. Um, Tales of Magic. Now, I've seen Tales of Magic. I was there earlier in the year in January, like a week after it just came out. But this was the first time you saw it on your visit. What are your thoughts?
Amazing.
Yeah,
It's much be yeah, it's is it better than Dreams? I don't know. Is it better than what was the one that came after Dreams? Not Illuminations.
yeah. Illuminate. Was it Illuminations?
Illuminations.
Yeah,
Illuminations, I've
yeah,
taken leave, like, I never really I'm glad I
yeah, yeah.
saw
No
it.
one
I
cares
thought
about Illumination.
it actually did move me to tears a few times.
Illuminations or Tales of Magic?
No, Tales of Magic, not
Oh, I was
Illuminations.
about to say, like, it's like what? Which part? But
I
yeah,
think it's so nice, and I love that they've got that projections down Main Street now because it means that if you don't wanna wait 3 hours for a front row space for the fireworks, you're still gonna be able to see. Me and Aidan
yeah,
stood right by the back of Main Street, not on the gazebo, but just by the gazebo, and we could see
yeah.
everything, and we got there literally 5 minutes before it started, so, yeah,
Wow,
a really
good.
good
Yeah,
addition, I think.
I'm
Okay,
glad
is
you
it as
liked
good as
it.
Dreams? I don't know, maybe I've got a soft spot for Dreams.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what it is
I
about
mean
it.
that was my opinion. So in terms of the theatrics, I think
Mm.
it is better than Dreams in that sense because it's got fireworks, drones, and projections on Main Street. Like
I
that's just
didn't get to see
objectively
the
better.
drones. It was
Oh
windy
yes,
and
of
rainy while we
course.
were there, and there was no drones, and I was a bit gutted about that. But, like,
Yeah,
without the drones, it's still a good show. But I would have liked to have
yeah.
seen the drones.
But I don't think it has a better story than Dreams. I
I
think
feel like the
Dreams'
story's a
story is
bit,
so strong. Yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
hashed together. Do you know what I mean with
Mm, yeah,
Tales of Magic? Because one minute
yeah,
it's Beauty and the Beast, then Stitch is flying by on a spaceship,
yeah,
then it's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Listen, they're all
yeah.
baggers. I'm not complaining. It was all very good, but yeah, it hasn't got like it hasn't really got
I
a
mean, it's
story.
much. No, it does have a story. It does have a story.
Oh,
It's much better. It's like Illuminations is just a show reel. Tales of Magic at least has a story. It's about the friendships inside of his all and where
yeah,
we
yeah,
come
yeah.
from, different places and whatnot, and how we can all come together due to friendship. So that's the story. Um, but I don't think it weaves as seamlessly
You're
as Dreams.
articulating it better than I am. Yeah.
Um, and maybe it's due to the placement on the music or the song choices. I don't know,
I thought the
but
song choices
I
were
think
good.
yeah, the song choices are good, but
Mm.
maybe before Buzz or after Buzz don't just have "He Lives in Me." Do you know what I mean
Yeah, that's
by
what got
Lion
me,
King or
actually.
something? Do you
It
know what I mean?
always gets
Because
me,
it's
that
like
one.
high and then it just goes low and then it goes high again. I'm like, oh, where are we going? Do you know what I mean? It's like what I look forward to mainly, and Holly knows this, I'm Main Street Sado, like even after Tales
He
of
waits for
Magic.
everyone to
I,
clear off.
I'm happily, I mean, I could see Tales of Magic once here or there and then I'll be fine. I don't have to see it. I'm just waiting for Tales of Magic to clear off so I can
He's a
just sit
Main
down on Main
Street
Street
lurker.
and just have the popcorn lights around me. People watch walking, and I sound. The more I go on about this, the more I sound probably like a saddo or a creep. But no, I
No,
actually
I'm
generally just
sure
love the
you'll get it.
atmosphere of Main Street. But yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, that was our trip. And
Can't
hopefully,
think if there's anything else
uh,
notable to mention about our trip, other than the queues were really long for, like, rides.
so 45 minutes for Pirates. Is that a long queue? Colin, I think
For
that's long. But
DLP,
I
I
don't know what
think
the
it
usual queue.
is. If it was in, like, California, I probably wouldn't have blinked twice at it, but in DLP, I thought well, Big Thunder Mountain was
It's a
consistently, like,
conveyor belt,
70
huh?
minutes, 80 minutes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but it did go
yeah,
down a lot. The Molly Brown reopened while we were there. Didn't see it go around Rivers of
yeah.
Miracles once, like,
Yeah,
it constantly
I
down
don't know
as
what
a
happened.
technical issue.
I saw people loading, and
Did you see
I
them go round with
still,
it?
but I didn't see them go around. I didn't see it go around it. Do you know, like it's one of those. It felt like one of those like warships that you see in Greenwich, where you can just go on and visit, but it doesn't actually depart. You just come off, and
Yeah,
then it kind of felt like that, where it did, it just didn't move. So yeah, that was
yeah.
funny. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. Well, I know that Phantom Manor got up to, like, an hour at one point.
I saw
Like, on our
45 minutes,
last
but
day,
yeah,
on
yeah.
Tuesday, I see the It's a Small World, the queue was outside of the queue, and I've never seen that. Even Steve went to me, "I've never seen anything like that
No
before in my
way.
life."
No
It was
way.
coming out of the queue for It's
No.
a Small World.
I'll visit It's a Small World 15 minutes on a good day. Well, on a bad day, actually. Not
Yeah.
even on a good day. Because, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
So we're called
that's
toddlers, Ash. We
crazy.
don't have a
That
choice.
is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I
That is
don't know if
crazy.
there's
What I
anything.
did notice though, it was that a lot of still quite a lot of things aside from Walt Disney Studios, things
Mm.
were put that there was tarps up for Pinocchio.
Yeah, but the ride was still
But
open.
but the ride was still open.
Yeah.
Massive tarps up for Mickey because they're refurbishing that or doing something for that.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
it's
don't know. They've
closed. I think
moved
there was
them
something to do with the roof.
right, so they've moved them
Mm.
to studios where was it the Lilo and
Disney
Stitch
Junior.
show, or Disney
No,
Junior
Stitch is still on. It was where Disney oh, well, they
still on?
it was Disney Junior, then it was Minnie Mouse, like a Minnie Mouse show,
Yeah, that
which
Minnie
I've
Mouse
done,
thing. Yeah,
and now it's Meet Mickey, yeah.
yeah, and that was consistently 45 minutes to meet Mickey, even at studios, which
I mean, it's
was
like
I
that all
thought
the
was
time.
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
It can get
So
way higher than that. I
yeah,
mean,
but
look
I
how
thought
many
it would have lowered. I thought because of the change of location, people may thought, oh, well, it's not happening anymore, and then they wouldn't have
do
caught
you
on, and
think that if they moved
the time
Princess
would have
Meet and
lowered.
Greet into the studios, that it would be less of a
Yeah,
queue?
I
No.
suppose. I suppose.
People will
But
wait
yeah,
hours for that.
it's yeah, mental. But
It is.
yeah,
You do you.
it is one of those things. I wanted to meet Mickey. Mickey is one of my favorite. He's my boy. I want to
Yeah.
see him. I'm not, especially with my cardigan that I had.
Yeah, and your
That
hat.
would have been great. And my hat, actually, yes. So that takes us on to our next topic, which is our social media. We have finally launched it. We are
Hard
now
one.
uh, hard launch on Instagram. Of course, our podcast is wherever you listen to your podcast, and the good old tickety tock for all
Yep.
the you youngsters out there that speak like that. I'm sure. But
Ash
yeah,
isn't big
how's
on
that been going?
TikTok, guys.
No,
He doesn't
no,
use
I
it.
don't use it at all. I'm terrible at it. I just don't understand it.
But people are
Mm,
going nuts for Ash's cardigan and hat on TikTok.
there we go. And that's what it was all for, really, wasn't it? That's what the aim
Actually, I
was.
feel like I'm being quite hypocritical because it's quite funny that I'm saying, like, why is everybody wearing these fleeces when I saw that they had the little Borge mini Mickey Mouse hats, that was one of the first things I bought. And then when I met up with Ash on New Ride, he
Well, wait,
pulled one out of his backpack and I was like, yeah, I've got the one in the other colour. So
I've got one,
we're just as
but not
bad,
that.
really.
That's not as popular as those
No, they're
fleeces.
not.
So it's definitely not as popular as those fleeces.
Wait
Because if
till
they were, I
Christmas
wouldn't have
rolls
bought one.
around, then everyone has the fleece hat because it's actually in colours that match it.
Hell yeah, that's true. That's true. The
Could
Christmas
happen.
season, good. Yeah, yeah, it would be nice and warm. That would be the perfect opportunity. But I was absolutely smitten with that hat. I wore that a lot of the time of the trip, to your dismay. Um,
I gave you a hat.
Having that
I
walking around.
gifted you a hat that you did not even wear. You haven't even got it on
No,
today.
no, I'm sorry, but
Don't apologise, it's fine.
me and the Mickey ears are just
Come can't part 'em.
like
But
that
yeah,
now.
sorry, I'm
Although
just looking
saying
at it.
that, the further I went away from Disneyland Paris and to the train station, the more higher I was taking the hat off my head and then putting it into my bag and like actually
It
now it
needs to
doesn't
come
feel as
off.
normal wearing a Mickey hat with just normal regular civilians. So yeah, maybe I should put it in my bag. Uh, but I'm swimming with that hat. But yeah, that is our social media is of course now
Yes,
live.
and it's
Um,
Arcades and Avenues on
mhm.
Instagram, TikTok. What else are we on? Hopefully YouTube
We
soon.
Yeah, we will be coming on YouTube shortly, hopefully. It's all in our early stages yet, folks. So please bear with us. But as start things start to get comfortable for us, we'll start to be a lot more fluid with our rollouts on the podcast, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So yeah, not on Facebook because I mean, you guys on Facebook
You
nowadays.
won't
But
find
yeah,
us on Facebook.
yeah, so I mean what to expect, we're going to be doing what I'm doing. A lot of people were saying, oh, I'm loving this cheek vibe, which is good because when Holly and I were at the drawing board, so to speak, about what would arcades and avenues look like, that was kind of what it was. It was a very much chic, turn of the century kind of the vibe that you get, a vintage vibe that you get on Main
But
Street.
also, it's not like we've created these
So
looks. Like, this is genuinely mine and Ash's style.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll have the odd merchant order that now and again when doing the pod and maybe at the parks now and again. But we do dress like we were from a familiar time. We like transport us back to the 50s or 60s, and we probably look like we just came from there. So and we appreciate all the
Yes, thank
kind
you. I'm actually surprised people said
compliments.
something, to be honest. I was like, "This is really
Yeah, yeah,
sweet,"
yeah,
because, like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
most of the
Because we
comments were
actually
like, "About your hat, let's be real." And I'm
yeah,
quite make no s
and the
I make no
cardigan.
doubt about it, guys. I'm quite happy for Ash to take the torch on this and be like the star of the show, because I am so socially awkward. I wouldn't want people to be like, he had, like, people coming up to him in Disneyland being like, "Oh my god, where's your cardigan from? Can I buy it here?" And he was like, "Nah, man, you can't buy it
Yeah, yeah. No, you can't. You can't. You'd have to spend a ridiculous amount of money, an amount which I'm not comfortable to disclose on here,
I
to
know how
get
much you
that
spent."
particular car. Someone was at the park. Someone was at the park. Go, this, where you get this from? I was like, no, 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 son.
Not here,
Sorry,
man. Selfridges.
you can't even find this on Disney Glamour. All right,
It's
just
not
get
gonna
the
be Main
fleece.
Street Motors. But do you know what you can buy at Main Street Motors? A stunning fleece with
Stick on the fleece. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what you need to stick with.
a stunning, one of a kind
One of a
saucer
kind.
and Italy on the
You
back
will
of it.
stand out
They're
from the
selling like
crowd.
hotcakes. €70. Get yourself down there now.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, that is literally how we dress. Yeah, but thank you for your compliments. We really appreciate it. And that is what to expect, some chic things there, some funny, this is another thing to know about Holly and I. 80% of our personality is dominated by comedy. So
Well,
people go, is
we
this a
think it's
joke to
funny
you? And we
anyway,
are
but
like,
other
yeah,
people might
yeah.
think these two are absolute dickheads. Like,
Some people will go to us and go, is this a joke to you? And we're like, unfortunately,
maybe.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, in all
Yes, it
seriousness,
is.
no, we are serious. No, seriously now, we
Yeah.
this is a podcast created out of the pure love for Disneyland Paris.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
you
And
can't
absolutely.
be a
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris fan and not have a sense of humour, because it is bad
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to our podcast and everything that we put out there, and, Hollywood tests this, we're both back and forth going, oh, maybe we should do that, or maybe we'll do that. So we're actually perfectionists in regards to the content and the product that we put out there. So we take what we put out seriously. We just don't take ourselves seriously. I don't
Yeah,
care
at
at
all.
all about how I look. I have no ego in terms of whether I look like a twat or not. because I am. So there we are. It's
Heard
one of
it
those
here
things.
from the horse's mouth.
Exclusive. NA exclusive. I should just try write that down. We will have regular Q&A sessions.
Yeah.
It may not be in every podcast, but for particular episodes that we want to hear from you, then we will probably put a Q&A before we record that podcast. So if you
Mhm.
do see us asking the questions, please respond because we want
Yeah.
to hear from you. And,
Yeah, we do
you know,
really wanna hear from
com-
people because actually, I mean, the beta episode that we put out, which was like, it was our first time ever recording anything, and it was just audio.
yeah.
That had over, like, 37 streams, and people are gonna be like, "That's not a lot." Do you know what? I only announced that it was up a week ago. That's, like, 36 people more than I thought would listen to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like, if you've listened, please do get in touch, and if you've enjoyed it
Yeah, and
or not
37
like
people, not including our family members. Yeah, so
yeah.
that's a win. So yeah, no, if you enjoyed it, let us know, and if you haven't, then don't tell us. Thank you.
We don't wanna know, you will be blocked.
But no, all in all, very excited to go on this journey with my best DLP buddy Holly, and continue to do these podcasts to make funny sketches and posts and just share our passion for DLP. So yeah, hope you stick with us in the long run. Yeah. So anything else to add from that other than followers, and if you're already following us,
Yeah, I
share our
mean,
stuff.
if um me and Ash, we have like quite a few ideas of like future episodes, and there's even some people I'd like to have guests on the pod as well. But like, is there anything that you would like us to cover, particularly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, get in touch about that. But other than that, no. And thank you so much for listening. If you have listened to us all the way through to the end,
Yeah. Yeah. And there we are. We will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much. And take care, everyone. Bye bye.
yeah. See you later. Bye.